come up just right. And it all starts right now on Good Things Utah.
Good Things Utah. Good Things Utah. Where the good things are.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Good Things Utah. On this Monday, Nisha has the week off.
Yes.
And so I'm here with my lovely girls today.
Wait, is
So
today
happy.
her actual anniversary?
Today is her 20th
Today.
anniversary.
Yes.
Happy anniversary.
She doesn't like to admit that she's been married for 20 years. But yeah,
It's true.
she's having a little celebration with her family. So she will
As
be
she should.
not here this week. So I didn't want to come into work today, but then I thought I'm going to be with you
Yes.
girls and Brian. And Brian's mom
Yes.
and sister just came in, which I love. The Carlson girls.
We're making it a family affair
It's a
today.
family
I
affair
love it.
today. I know, I love it.
So
and I
fun.
love the new set.
I know. I'm dying over the new set. You guys are gonna love the den, what we have going on,
You know what?
all the
Marsha
artwork.
is awesome. Madison McCord.
Oh, good. Look.
Look at all the pops of color everywhere.
Beautiful.
I know. I've been so excited coming in and seeing all of the fun stuff because I'd seen little, as everyone had seen on Facebook, little sneak previews, but we hadn't seen the full set
Yeah.
either. It is darling. It is so cool.
You were getting used to the table. You said, okay, it's just a little.
I know, I
it's
feel
getting used
so
to-
confused because you know
Look
what?
at this, like starburst.
I know, I'm loving
kind
it.
of
Our last table lasted the set change. She changed it, but she kept that table. So as long as I've been here, we had the same table. So you
How
know,
are you
I don't do
feeling?
well with change.
How's
I
it
know.
going
Luckily,
so far?
it's also gorgeous. And here, look how cool this is.
It reminds me of a contemporary sea urchin.
That's what I think.
right? I mean, like where it's like an ocean theme. And-
Beware, don't touch it. Don't scare it.
Exactly.
gosh.
I wonder if we could put our pens in it. You know, like to
Oh,
keep
that's
them.
a good idea. You're so
You
creative.
know, when we're not on the
Greg.
set.
Or maybe
I'm sure
burn some
Marsha's going,
incense.
Don't do
I know.
that.
Marsha's like, please
She's
don't
so
do
mad.
that to my sea urchin.
I love the artwork.
They have the best
They
artwork.
have the best artwork, so I love that we get to experience it here every day.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah.
All right, so I was totally fascinated this morning about the idea of being able to choose the sex of your baby. We've heard them talk about this for years, that this would be possible, that you could do this, but now people are doing it.
Well, yeah, and as a mom of all boys, when I found out about this a couple of years ago, I actually sat my husband down and said, would we ever consider doing something like this? So I don't know if you out there have heard the story about how when Kim and Kanye had the embryos implanted to get pregnant, they only used boy embryos. So they knew if they did get pregnant that it would definitely be a boy.
First of all, I think it's amazing that doctors can tell what embryos are boys and
Yes.
girls. I think that's incredible.
Well, and how much does something like that cost?
$17,000.
Oh, that's all.
Okay, but that is all. But I mean, it's not a ton of money to them if they're trying
Right.
to really make sure. But I don't know how I feel about this. As someone who definitely does want a girl eventually, I've kind of come to the whole conclusion that who I'm supposed to have in my family is who I'm going to have. And so, as many people know, we are kind of trying to get pregnant right now. I'm not pregnant yet, but we. There's all these. Have you heard of the diets you
Yes.
can eat? The
Yes.
positions. The
We've
all
had
sorts
people
of
on the
tricks.
show that have say they've had 3 girls and they'll eat by that diet, and I think it takes isn't it like 4 to 6 months for you to eat a certain way, and then you get pregnant with. I mean, they swear by it.
I
She
mean,
had a boy.
They
after
say
that.
the pH. They see all these different things. So I had a hard time when we were talking about getting pregnant, really deciding that I wasn't going to do any of that stuff. Because if I'm supposed to have a boy, I don't want to have been trying and trying to get a girl and then find out it's a boy and look like that's not what I wanted.
Right.
Because all I want is a healthy baby. There's so many people out there that have struggles getting pregnant,
yeah.
can't have their own, adopt, all these great things out there for different versions of families. So I just think it's in God's hands, and
I like
that's
that
what you're going to
approach.
go
Yeah.
with. Did you care if you were having a boy or a girl?
No. But now, if I were to get pregnant again, I would definitely want a boy. But I don't know that I'd go so far as to take the route that Kim and Kanye, even if I had the money, which I don't. But if I did, I don't know that I would. I think just what you said, it's like, I just want a healthy baby. And there are so many people who just are who can't even get pregnant. So
Well, what if you had a boy, right, and then it wanted to be a girl, right? You take Bruce Jenner's situation,
Yeah.
now Caitlyn Jenner, right, lived a life as a man for I don't know how many years and always felt like she was a woman on the inside.
Well, as
What about-
parents,
what
that's
about
your
that?
job to accept that and deal
Yeah.
with that, at that point, right?
well, something I thought was interesting about this, though, is this whole science of it came about not just for social reasons of, oh, I would like to have a girl, and this is the order and who I want in my family, but it was, I mean, there's lots of genetic diseases that only affect boys or only affect daughters.
Oh,
you
that's
know?
true. And
so
if you have
that's-
one of those that affect a boy or a girl, you may want the opposite.
Yeah, so I really
That-
respect
I think
the
that's
science
smart.
of this.
Yeah.
I really respect the science. And they did say studies have been done to outweigh and figure out would this ever affect the world and see like overpopulation of girls or overpopulations of boys, but it could never truly change that.
It couldn't?
That's what they said, but who knows?
Well,
gosh.
I mean, because you want a girl. I mean, somebody else is out there wanting a boy.
Right.
Right.
So it's probably it
balances out.
Yeah.
So
It
I don't know.
balances out.
I don't know. What do you think
So
about it?
It's funny. My sister and I were just talking about this. So she just got married, and she's 38. She turns 39 in August, and so they need to
Get
knocked
going.
up soon, is what I say.
Let's get busy.
But her husband is a football coach, and he coaches boys, and he coaches in high school and college level. And she's like, I want my husband to coach our boys. I want
Yeah.
boys. That's what I want.
Yeah.
And I said, well, can you make that happen? And she said, we're going to go see a specialist and see. But I mean, $17,000, that's a chunk.
It's a chunk.
That's a big.
It's such a personal decision. I think everything's just dependent on your own lifestyle. Brian, do you want boys, girls? Do you have like a preference of?
I think I'll take whatever, like Jesse said, just you never know what to expect, so just whatever the baby's going to be, I think
Right.
I'll accept that.
My mother's intuition
really.
was so right on. I thought I was having a girl both times. Like I really know what I'm talking about.
Right? So you got it
Yeah.
figured out.
Yeah, I
You
know
got
what
that
I'm doing.
gene, right?
I love it.
I know, but it's fun either way. You get a baby. Okay, you have to tell us when you're when you have a bun in the oven.
I will.
I love it.
will.
All right, there is another article that I saw this morning that made me think of myself because it's about makeup, and it said, "What is making you look older with your makeup?" And Michelle's our makeup expert, so I wanted to ask her some of these things.
Okay.
The most common things is the first one is applying too thick of a layer of foundation.
Yeah.
Don't you think that could definitely look cakey and old?
Yeah, that can age you really quick.
Look, that thick can settle
Yeah.
into the lines in your face, right?
Well, I think that's a lot of the problem is it can kind of accentuate the lines and stuff in your face. So that's true.
Well, and Michelle brought up a couple weeks ago too that you have to have the right color. You know, you
Yeah.
get darker in the summer, get a little bit darker.
So important.
Skipping the primer. And we've also had experts on the show talking about the importance of primer and that you should put it on about 20 minutes before you add your foundation.
Well, this is what I think is important about primer is there actually are primers out there that do kind of work as like a filler, so it will fill in those lines and
I call it
wrinkles.
spackle.
It's a spackle.
It's a spackle.
It's definitely
Yeah.
you can spackle your face. So as far as preventing you from looking older, that really is a smart tool to have. Is something that will kind of fill in. And a good brand of primers is Smashbox.
I'm gonna write
Smashbox.
this down. Do
Yeah.
you use primer?
I use primer. But I never do the 20 minutes before. I just don't have enough time. I have to throw it
right.
all on. But
Yeah.
Do
there's
you use a putty knife to apply the primer?
You know what though? I have a primer, and oh gosh, like you'll maybe know the name of it. It's in a little. It comes white, silver little bottles, but it actually looks like putty. Like it looks like
there's-
spackle.
Yeah, no, they're
You
great.
can pick it up at the hardware store now.
You really can't. If you don't want to, if it's cheaper at the hardware store, you can get it there. Okay, wearing dark mascara and eyeliner on the lower lashes and lids. And there was a photo of this, and it went down way low. I mean, and it was really dark and super smudgy. It's like taking the smoky eye too far. Can make
Well,
you
in my
age.
opinion, what you want to do as you age is you want to draw attention up. So you want
Lifting.
to fill in your brows, and you want to put the liner on the top, and then just do a little bit on the bottom, if anything, because that draws the eye down.
Down.
So you want to draw attention up.
It can make you look
That's smart.
tired. If
Yeah.
you put too much.
That's a
You know
good,
what I mean?
That's a good tip.
Well, and I've noticed too that as your skin gets a little bit thinner as you get older, and I've seen some older women throughout the day, you kind of have to check your makeup because it'll start to
Yeah,
it starts
Mine
to
does
drool
that
down,
smudges
you know?
and gets and creases.
Yeah,
and-
so check on that. Coating the lips in dark shades. How do you feel about this,
Yeah,
Michelle?
this is one of the most. In fact, we had some cute guests come in and watch our show a few weeks ago, and one of the girls, they were all asking for makeup tips, and I said, "You need to take the lipstick off right now. It's not doing you any favors." The second she took it off, she looked so much older, and everyone agreed. It's definitely something that can age you, is having too dark of a lip.
And at what age do you stop wearing dark lip, or does it depend on the person?
I think, and that's what's so hard, is I think it depends on the person. I think when you're in like your 30s, like for right now, like I do have a dark lip on. Now, when I take this off, it will make me look younger, but I don't feel like I'm at a place in my life where like I
Right,
need to
you
be
don't
too
look
concerned
old.
about it.
Yeah.
But if I were like, say in my 50s, you know, I think it can really add, you know, some years on.
You want to
and
get
I
a little
would
bit more nude with your lips.
Yeah.
I would think this was like a bright, vibrant lip, not so much dark. When I think dark, I think like
Yeah.
a maroon color.
Right.
That's true.
The brown.
Yeah, but
That
even,
is a
I mean,
bright.
just something that's really bold and has a lot of pigment to it can sometimes really age you. Did they talk about like shimmer?
Over shimmering.
Yes.
They said do not over shimmer because
Yeah.
the shimmer also can settle into wrinkles and
Yes.
it's just but I think anyone over shimmering is just a bad idea.
It's
like
true.
a little shimmer is nice.
It's true. Well, I will say this. I worked at Bobbi Brown over at Nordstrom Fashion Place for years, and I've done makeup for years. And as you age, the less you wear, the better. Like less is more. And I think a lot of times women, as they get older, feel like, oh, I need to put more on. And
I know.
But it's so interesting. Like less. Like
Makes
you need
you look
less
younger.
foundation. You need less eyeliner. You need less color.
My
but-
friend Brandy, where she gets her lashes done, she's
Uh-huh.
blonde. She doesn't wear makeup.
Yeah.
She gets her lashes done and just doesn't ever
I will
wear
say
makeup.
this
And I was
too.
like, you look so awesome without makeup.
There are like 3 things I can tell you that if you do this, you don't have to wear makeup. It's having either lashes, either strip lashes or getting your lash extensions, filling your eyebrows in, and having a tan on your skin. Like
Heck
if you
yeah.
have a tan, you have lashes, and your brows look nice,
Oh my
you don't have
gosh.
to wear
That's your
makeup.
summer program.
There
right
you go, people.
Sold.
That's
Okay,
awesome.
well, can I tell you that is awesome, as you just said. And guess what's awesome? We have some of the members of Vocal Point in the studio when we come back.
It's Aka amazing.
That's right.
And coming up later on Good Things Utah, protecting your bones. 1 out of every 2 women over 50 will break a bone due to osteoporosis. We'll teach you how to avoid that happening to you.
It's the